Cowboys are officially entering one of the most important off-season in franchise history. In just a matter of days, the regular season will be over and every weakness that showed up on the field will be placed under microscope. This is not a normal reset. This is a full evaluation of the identity, leadership, effort, and directions. For the Dallas Cowboys, the biggest story of the 2025 season was not just losing the games. It was how those games were lost. There was a clear lack of the pressure on opposing quarterbacks. There was a lack of fear from offenses lining up against Dallas. And most importantly, there was a hole left behind that the team never truly recovered from after trading away Micah Parsons. That single decision changed the entire defense. As the seasons unfolded, it became obvious that Cowboys could not consistently win at the line of scrimmage on the defense. Quarterbacks had too much time, receivers had too much space, and even when the coverage held up, there was not enough heat coming off the edge to finish plays. Now, Inter head coach Brian Schottenheimer has been clear about what he wants. He wants effort, he wants toughness. He wants players who play every snap like it might be their last. He wants what coaches often call immortal guys. Players who do not take playoff, who chase from the backsides, and who brings the intensity whether the score is closer or not. And that brings us to one name that keeps coming up more and more in league cycles: Maxi Crosby. Max Crosby is not just an elite defensive end, he is a symbol of the relentlessness. He is a motor. He is among of the best of NFL. He wants to be on the field every snap. He wants to play through pain. He wants to dominate, and he holds himself and his teammates are to the highest standards. That personality fits perfectly with what the Cowboys are trying to rebreed. Reports suggest that Cowboys already checked in on Crosby before the trade deadline. At the end time, the Raiders were not ready to move him, but things change quickly in NFL. Relationship shift, timeline reset, and if Las Vegas Raiders is preparing for the long-term rebreed with a new franchise quarterback, moving a star pass rusher for premium draft capital suddenly makes sense. In this 7-round mock draft scenario, the Cowboys find a way to solve their biggest problem immediately while still building for the future. In this mock draft, the Cowboys trade the 14th, 15th overall picks in the first round, along with the defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa, to the Las Vegas Raiders in exchange for a defensive end Max Crosby and 60, 50, 65 overall picks in the first round. This trade works for both sides. For the Raiders, they received top 15 draft picks, which is extremely valuable in draft where they are likely to select the quarterbacks at number 1 overall. They also get a proven interior defensive lineman in the Odighizuwa, who is still young, under contract and capable of anchoring on the defense line during the rebreed. For the Cowboys, a move is aggressive but necessary. Dallas has already invested heavily in the interior defensive line by adding Kenneth Clark and Quinnen Williams. That makes Odighizuwa expendable, even though he is a solid player. Sometimes roster strength allow you to trade from a position of depth to fix a position of desperation. And edge rusher was the separation. By acquiring Max Crosby, the Cowboys immediately changed how offenses game plan against them. Crosby demands double teams, he collapses pockets, he creates chaos, and most importantly, he sets a tone. Now imagine a defensive front where Max Crosby line up on one edge, Donovan Ozirauka lines up on other, and Jadavon Clowney rotates in keep everyone fresh. That is a defensive line that can take over the games. Perion Winfrey slides into a Dingzua previous role, and suddenly the Cowboys have both depth and stride power up front. This is not bleed a move. This we know and win now and breed for the move. Later, in the first round, the Cowboys make another important decision. They trade 21st overall pick and fifth round selection of the New England Patriots. In return, Dallas receives the 5th overall pick and 3rd round pick in 94 and 4th round pick at 109. This trade is also about value. Patriots want to move up and secure their guys. The Cowboys recognize that the body still offers quality players at the positions of the need. By sliding back 9 spots, Dallas gains 2 additional picks without sacrificing much in terms of talent available. This is how you build a complete roster. First round pick linebacker Allen. With the 50th overall pick, the Cowboys select linebacker C.J. Allen from the University of Georgia. Allen may not be the biggest linebacker on the board, but he is one of the smallest and smartest, most versatile player. He excels on rare coverage, reads plays quickly, and has patience to avoid overcommitting. In today's NFL, linebackers must do more than just tackle. They must cover tight ends, running backs, and slot receivers. C.J. Allen fits that mold perfectly. He brings speed, instincts, and physicality. He is a type of the linebacker who keeps the defense organized and disciplined. After investigating heavily in the defensive line, adding a modern linebacker completes the middle of the defense. Trading up for the running back. Cowboys do not repeat the mistakes they made in previous years by letting our top running backs fly off the board. In this mock, Dallas packages of the 65th pick and 4th round pick to move up into the late 2nd round, landing the 58 overall picks. This move signal intent. Dallas selects running back Jonah Coleman from the Washington. Coleman is not about straight line speed. He is about violence, balance, and vision. His little jump cut is elite. He breaks tackles. He fires forward. And behind a well-designed blocking scheme, he can constantly produce 5 yards per carry. For an offense that wants balance and control, Coleman is perfect fit. With the 94th pick, the Cowboys select safety Emmanuel McNary Wallen from the Toledo. He is a physical safety who fits the Toledo and who fits Dallas Cowboys identity they want. He brings energy, communication, and toughness to the back end. Later, picks focus on the depth and the development. Cornerback Malik Mohammed adds competition to the secondary. Wide receiver Bryce Lance brings size and upsides. Offense tackle Ernest Green and third adds depth of the offensive line. Edge rusher Damon Wilson to the second provide development pass rush option. This mock draft is not about flashing headlines, it's about fixing what broke. The Cowboys lost their defensive identity when they lost Micah Parsons. This offseason is about replacing not just production, but presence. Max Crosby gives Dallas that presence immediately. The draft additional line for speed, toughness, and effort. Every move aligns with the vision of the brand for short-timer. Players who work hard, players who do not quiet, players who set a standard. If the Cowboys truly want to return to being feared on the defense, this is the real points. Aggressive reports started circulating that Jerry Jones might try to speak directly to the George Pickens instead of working full through his agent. Alarms went off across the Dallas Cowboys fan base. This was not just another contract rumor. This is felt familiar, too familiar, because we have seen this exact strategy play out before, and last time it did not end well. Today, we are breaking down what is really happening inside the star, why Jerry Jones' hands-on negotiation style keeps creating problems, how this situation mirrors the Micah Parsons fallout, and how all of this connect to the Cowboys' growing salary cap crisis and the release of the Trayvon Diggs and the uncertain future of the roster. This is not just about George Pickens, it is about control patterns and whether the Dallas Cowboys have learned anything from their recent past. Jerry Jones and the pattern Cowboys fans cannot ignore. Jerry Jones has always believed that his personal relationship with players matter more than traditional negotiation structures. He sees himself not just as an owner, but as a father figure, a mentor, and a final decision maker. That approach worked decades ago. It does not work at the same way in today in National Football League. When agents are bypassed, trust erodes. When trust erodes, negotiation becomes personal. And when things become personal, business decision turns emotional. That's exactly what is happening with the Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones restricted full engaging with Parsons agents. Communications broke down, the relationship soured, and eventually Dallas made one of the most controversial moves in recent franchise history by trading away generation defensive talent. Now George Pickens is standing at the center of the similar storm. George Pickens and the dedicated negotiation. Pickens is a player that Cowboys want to keep. There is no debate about that internally. He brings physicality, edge, and explosive ability to the wider receiver room. But he is also represented by David Murugeta, one of the most powerful and respected agents in NFL. That, of course, matters. When Jerry Jones says publicly that he will probably speak to both player and agent, but that he certainly intends to speaking with George, it sends a message, and that message is not reassuring. Agents exist for a reason. They protect the players from emotional pressure and ensure negotiation remains professional. When an owner publicly suggests direct communication with a player, it can be interpreted as an attempt to weaken the agent's position. This is where history starts repeating itself. Why this feels like Micah Parsons all over again? With Micah Parsons, the Cowboys believed they could manage the situation internally. Jerry Jones believed his relationship with the player would override the agent involvement. Instead, it created resentment. Parsons felt disrespected, his representation felt ignored, and Cowboys lost leverage the moment the situation became public. Now, Cowboys fans are asking a painful question. Is Jerry Jones doing it again? Because of if this negotiation with Pickens collapses, Dallas will not just lose a talent receiver, they will reinforce a league-wide reputation that negotiating with the Cowboys is unnecessarily complicated. The salary cap crisis makes everything worse. The timing of this could not be worse. Dallas Cowboys are projected to be anywhere from $35 million to $47 million over 2026 salary cap. That is not a small problem, that is a roster-shaping crisis. The team will be forced to restructure major contracts. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Tyler Smith, every move will have consequences down to the line. This is why release of Trevon Diggs happened. Trevon Diggs and end of the soap era. When Cowboys parted away with the Trevon Diggs, it closed a long and frustrating chapter. Once a Pro Bowl cornerback, Diggs became ongoing question mark due to the injury and inconsistency. By releasing him, Dallas created approximately $12.5 million in cap saving for the 2026. They need that money desperately. Diggs will pass through waivers and likely become free agent. At 27 years old, he will get opportunity